Thank you, Pablos, and good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me well with no too high background noises. So I'm Isabella Nardini, so the pronunciation was perfect, working as Manager of International Affairs at Fraunhofer IEG, which is the Institute of Energy Infrastructures and Geotechnologies based in Germany. I'm here, as you said, to present geoscience as a background. I'm here to present an overview of the LIPRI project and, as you said, Pablos, Geothermal Village and also Geothermal Atlas for Africa. These are the two projects of related to geothermal within the LIPRI program, which is a very big program. It's a research and innovation action funded by the Commission. So it's a long-term joint EU-AU research and innovation partnership on renewables. The LIPRI program has 31 research and innovation projects. It involves partners from both Europe and Africa, 33 countries, and more than 250 partners. When I say partners, I mean not only research and academia, but also different type of stakeholders. The main structure of the LIPRI is made up of three pillars. The first one basically is for external research funding and capacity building activities. Pillar 2 is made up the research project, and Pillar 3 is for the management. The approach of which is really a winning configuration from my point of view is really the multi-stakeholder perspectives. The winning structure I was saying of the LIPRI is really the multi-stakeholder perspective. So research and academia, finance and funding, policymakers, private sectors, EU-funded consortia, national funding agency, and local communities and local authorities. So all these different 31 research and innovation projects gather all these perspectives from all these different stakeholders, involving all of them. At the beginning of the LIPRI, different thematic roadmap or priorities were selected with different topics. And here is basically what we have been built in 5 years, because the LIPRI project started in 2020 after another project which was called pre-LIPRI. So there was another project completely to prepare this long-term cooperation between Europe and Africa on renewables. So now we have an online community platform, online promotion, international events, thematic clusters, capacity building activities, streaming and teaming, all these, all what you see here. Do you see these slides with
Yes.
all these circles? Right. So, and this is also something that we can discuss afterwards, because we have different clusters and a cluster platform to work together, open to external stakeholders with respect to LIPRI. Coming to the geothermal project, I've been involved in I was leading the geothermal initiative since pre-LIPRI, and we have two projects on geothermal. The first one is Geothermal Village. The objective was to build a geothermal-based standalone electric and thermal energy system to offshore grid African communities. So we started from of course, there are different competencies involved, from geoscientists, so geochemists, geophysicists, geology, engineering, and social. Because we know now that when we talk about energy access, now we talk about, it implies an holistic approach, meaning not only the affordability and reliability of the resource, but also the sustainability, which means not only environment, but also health. And so it involves also the social aspect of communities. And all these aspects were covered by in all the LIPARI project, including this one. Okay, so there has been also a strong work from the social scientists. These are the partners from Europe and from Africa. Initially, we selected 4 sites, one in Djibouti, one in Ethiopia, one in Rwanda, and one in Kenya. Among these 4 sites, 2 at the end was 2 of these sites would have been selected for the demonstrator. So we started with the geological analysis, and this includes also, as I was mentioning before, all the geochemistry and geophysics measurement and work, plus social and economic studies. So in order to identify the needs of the local people and how we could have support them involvement, and also the involvement of women in these communities. So basically, from the geosciences research activities and the social and economics, we also made conceptual design and engineering, and we proceed with the feasibility studies of this site in order to select 2 of them for the demonstrators. A strong action was also related to the capacity building actions and trainings, different type of trainings, not only to address to young researchers, but also to professionals, operators, and local communities. This is an example here. This was a seminar, a meeting with local communities, and they have been really active in these seminars on site. Another project that I want to highlight related to geothermal within LIPRI is the Geothermal Atlas for Africa. These are the partner involved, again, between Europe and Africa. And we know that the high potential, geothermal potential in African countries. And we also know how it is poorly exploited yet. So the approach of the Geothermal Atlas for Africa was to assess low to high enthalpy geothermal resources, plus not only for energy production, not only for energy production with high medium enthalpy resources, but also for direct uses. But the real goal was to develop a decision-making tool to define which was the best system for the utilization of geothermal resource. So this means that we developed not only a classical atlas with the assessment of the geothermal resources, but also we characterize and we evaluate the best solution, technological solution for each of the resource, plus economical evaluation and life cycle assessment. These are examples of exploitation maps. So this is for power flash power plant. So installable at the end, the results were, these are just example, okay? So installable geothermal potential in Africa in these countries, the environmental impact, the related environmental impact, and the economic evaluation. Same for the direct use. Direct use, so for industrial purposes, for agriculture purposes, for cooling, for dehydration, sometimes for desalination. And all these activities we know that are very important, especially in these countries. And African countries are very heterogeneous, so there are really big differences from the northern part to the eastern, western and southern part. So a lot of work has been done and is still ongoing. So at the end, we developed this geothermal atlas for Africa, which is online, free access, it's public, easy to interpret, user-friendly. So this is really addressed to policy, can be is a tool that can support policymakers, academia, research, private investors, public and energy companies. It includes a lot of data, not only from the geoscientist point of view, as I was mentioning, but also engineering and social and economical. And this is the website where you can find it, and we are discussing to put it on the European EC portal, okay, GRC. I think I've done to your question. Thank you very much.